Alright guys, so today we're going to look at a pair of truly wireless earbuds that not only do I think could be the best possible pair that you could buy under $150, the problem is you can't buy them. And the pair we're going to check out is the brand new Soundpeats H1. And the reason I say that you can't buy them right now is Soundpeats is going to release this as a Kickstarter project where you can pick them up for $70. And technically these look a lot like the Soundpeats True Engine 3s, but there are some very nice upgrades and some nice little tweaks that makes this Soundpeats best earbud yet. So I wish that I could say that you could go out and buy these right now. I will have a link to the page down below in the description. As of right now, the Kickstarter page is not even live, but again, that link below will just get you where you can get all the information you need. But we're going to go ahead and check out some of the features, the specs, what did you get inside of the box, and why it's worth the $70 price tag. Now, to start with, on top of using Bluetooth 5.0, it also uses a Qualcomm 3040 chip, and the reason that's important is it definitely helps in not consuming as much power, and that's important because these have dual drivers. In fact, it has a dynamic driver that's mixed with a Knowles balanced armature driver. So normally that's going to consume a little bit more power, but that Qualcomm chip is definitely helping in that category. Another place where it helps is these also have what they call a gaming mode, which basically cuts down on any kind of lag when it comes to movies, videos, and even gaming. But usually, again, that's a mode that will consume a little bit more power, so having that chip kind of helps offset that. Now, the H1s do have aptX playback, and as far as the IP rating, I'm not really sure if this is because these are not available yet, but I can't find any information on what their IP rating is. So as of right now, I will say that this is a pair you want to keep away from water. But if I do get any updated information, I will put it down in the comment section below. Now, as far as what you're getting inside the box, you are getting the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips, but they've also included a pair of the Comply foam ear tips as well. So if you're somebody that prefers foam ear tips, it's nice that they have that inside the box. And as far as the charging cable, these also use a USB-C cable. And another huge bonus is the case is also a Qi wireless charging case. So you can come in and just sit the case on any wireless charger and it will start charging. And speaking of charging, battery life on these are also decent as well, because you can get 6 hours on the earbuds themselves, where you're going to get around 35 hours total using the case. Now, as far as the design of the case, on the back you can see the USB-C input for charging, and then underneath the lid you have 4 indicator lights so that you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. Now, moving over to looking at the earbuds themselves along with the case, these are almost identical to the True Engine 3's design. In fact, I think the case is exactly the same, where the earbuds have a slightly more solid design over the top instead of what looks like a single button that the True Engine 3's have. Now, these use touch controls, and I'm happy to say that they give you control over everything. So you have your play, your pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards, you have volume control, and then you can also summon your smart assistant all on the earbuds themselves. And like I said, you can also switch these into gaming mode. Now keep in mind, if you're going to just be listening to music, I don't recommend using gaming mode because it is going to consume a little bit more power. But if you are going to be gaming or watching a movie or watching YouTube videos, definitely switch over to this mode so that you don't have any lag with watching videos. Now, for you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. Now, as far as the mics on here, I think they did a really good job here. The mics use the CVC 8.0 technology, which basically means that it's focusing in on your voice and blocking out your surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the H1s. Again, I think they did a very good job with the mic on these. I do notice that there is a little bit of distance in my voice, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound. And before I give my opinion on it, I do want to play some samples so that you guys can hear some of the characteristics of these earbuds. And then after that, I'll give my opinion on what I think of the sound. But here are some of the samples for you to check out here. So now that you guys have heard some samples, I want to be able to give my opinion on the sound, and I'm going to be honest. I think this is one of, if not the best pair of truly wireless earbuds that you could pick up under $100, and in fact, it's even competing with a lot of the pairs that are under $200. And the reason I say that is it feels like they took the True Engine 3s and just tightened everything up. They brought out a lot more details in the mids and the highs. The bass has a lot tighter impact. You're still able to feel the impact of bass. It just doesn't feel as loose as it does on the True Engine 3s. But what they did with the mids and the treble brought out a lot more detail. You have no issues hearing vocalists. They always sound right there in front of you. But the clarity that the treble is pulling out is so good that, again, it competes with much more expensive models. And another thing that I was really impressed with these are the soundstage and the sound imaging. It sounds much more open than a lot of the other truly wireless earbuds out there. And then its attention to detail and your ability to tell where everything is coming from, these absolutely nail it when it comes to that. So as great as I think these are, I do have a couple of cons. In fact, they're pretty minor. The big con here is the fact that it is a Kickstarter campaign. This is a pair that I wish I could be able to tell you guys you could pick up now. I'm not usually a huge fan of Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaigns because I like to buy items and have them immediately. I don't like to wait on stuff, so that is definitely a negative in my book. And then my only other con is I wish that Soundpeats would come out with an app. And the reason I say that is their drivers are doing such an excellent job with details and bass that I think having an app and being able to pull out a little more bass if you want to, or tone down the mids and the treble if you want to, I just like the ability to have that kind of control, especially if the company does it itself. I mean, I know you can do this with third-party apps, but again, I like to see companies develop their own app so that you have those kind of features. But outside of that, this is an excellent pair of truly wireless earbuds for $70. I would like to say that you should pick them up now, but you can't. So definitely make sure to check back, or at least follow that link in the description so that you can kind of keep up for when they're available. But guys, that's my video on the brand new Soundpeats H1. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.